Hey up me ducks, Vespa S50 Restoration episode 3. Not in my garage today, quite obviously. Actually sat on the old narrowboat on the North Oxford Canal. Come away for a little bit of a break. This is what we like doing, parked up in the middle of nowhere. Boat stocked up with a bit of food and a few beers obviously. Dog loves it, he loves it. But just because we're on holiday, Rupert deserves a holiday as well, so we bought the wiring loom along, and I've been picking away at this all week, doing an hour a day. I've been getting rid of all of the plastic, the insulation tape that the loom was wrapped in. Bloody awful stuff. It was all stiff and it was all that horrible sticky stuff. Yeah, I've been picking away at that. It's horrible. Replacing it with this modern equivalent, which is this Tyre tape. Now, I don't know if you've ever used this, but it's got one side's like a sticky adhesive on it, and the other side's like this material, and it is like a kind of Velcro, if you will. It sticks to itself really well, and it leaves this lovely soft finish to it. That roll there, that was double that size, and that was just a £5. So that's brilliant stuff, that. But yes, we found some more damage. Surprise, surprise. Now this connected, it's covered by this rubber boot, probably why it's never noticed before, but saying that, it's never been unplugged before. This, I'm pretty sure it goes to my CDI unit. What's the state of that plug? What on earth has happened there? I have no explanation for that at all. Why would somebody do that? Dumbfounded. I mean, they're all still, they're still all crimped at the back properly, but I just don't know. That's weird, isn't it? Anyway, I was trying all day yesterday afternoon. I even tried some AI photograph searches. Can't find what the name of that specific plug. Trying to get a new plug and some new spades to put on there. Can't find it. I have to wait till I get home, get my calipers. I'm going to have to measure them spades, order some new spades in, deep in them, put 3 new ones in, and maybe backfill it with some hot melt glue just to hold them in position properly, because that has been mashed, hasn't it? That weird. Yeah. Anyway, so we've nearly finished that, so I'm going to get that. I'm going to get all of the electrical bits and bobs refurbished this video, the lights, make sure everything's in good order, but really we've got to get on with the blasting. So I've got to make a little bit of an enclosure down at the bottom of my garden with some tarpaulins. Let's get some tunes on, let's get blasted.
Some girls used to kiss and run and never knew what they had done. Some girls always wasted time. They keep you hanging on the line. Some loved horses and always stayed at home. But as Staines we go, love the Rolling Stones. Some had games that you had to play, making rules along the way. Strange attractions newly found, pride and passion.
Well, the date has finally come. Here is the frame. Let's get this blasted. Oh, she ain't pretty. Yeah, not pretty at all. So yeah, I've made a lot of markings just for reference for me later on. Let's have a look underneath. That's where we're going to start. Oof. Yeah, that's where I'm going to start. See if there's anything left after. Just going to blast this with sand just to get in that rust. Well, when I say sand, it's not actually sand. We call it sand blasting, but it's not. Oh bloody hell! It's not technically sand. It's I believe it's a byproduct from the glass industry, glass beads or something. It's actually silica free. You can't blast sand. When you're blasting sand, sand releases silica into the air. If you breathe that in, it's very bad for you. It's so bad you will die. So yeah, it's not sand as such. So we're going to use this because the particles are very small and need to get into the pits of all that rust. Once we've dealt with that rust, then we're going to switch over to this. This is Sealy. Not sure if it's garnet or coal slag, but particles are much bigger and very annular and sharp. It should strip the paint a lot easier. So perhaps do it at lower pressure, and I won't be having to sweep it all up and put it back in the bucket as often. But regardless of what media we blast in with, obviously we want a respirator, goggles, ear defenders for the compressor noise, gloves, and a suit with a hood, because this stuff gets everywhere. So let's get set up, get on with it.
But a stained speaker, she could break it in two. And I fell in love, I fell in love, I fell in love, yeah, I fell in love with a stained speaker.
Third day at it, but we can get it finished today. There is Rupert. Got the front, that little bit of a sill and that bit of yellow there. The inside of the leg shield on this side. Not that rust off on the other side. So the inside, underneath, all the other sides are done. So you can put quite a bit of filler there. Quite a bit on the other side as well. Yeah, so it weren't pretty, but you can see I've changed the design of my enclosure. This bucket shaped tarpaulin, it's actually the winter cover for me patio table and chairs. It's already this bucket shape, so I put that to good use. And then another tarpaulin, it's like a bit of a roof, and it's deflecting all the media back inside, so I'm able to capture a lot more of that. I'm not losing so much, so yeah, that seems to be working okay. So I'm going to get this finished today. I found one of the old cameras with an enclosure so I don't damage it, so let's take you inside and get close and personal while we're blasting. Let's get going. Well, finally got it all blasted, and the frame has survived pretty well. Just what we're left with. There we go. Quite a bit of surface rust to deal with, but on the whole, not too bad. Knocked all the surface rust off. But, I've seen quite a few old scooters and car frames blasted. They've come out looking like absolute sieves, but I suppose this is only 12 years old, so it ain't too bad. An awful lot of pillar in the side wings. It's definitely been dropped. Now the other side, I did sanded all of this back there and took all that filler out. It's not really, there's loads of filler in there, far too much, and it's not really badly dented, to be honest. But we'll get all this done properly. But yeah. All of the inside is going to be aqua steeled, which will convert all of the rust. This is red oxide, and will convert it to black oxide, which is a non-corrosive chemical process. And then we'll etch primer over the top, primer and lay down paints as well. It might seem a waste of time and waste of money actually painting all the bits that you're not going to see, but it is going to give me some good time just to get me back up to speed for painting. It's been a long time since I've done any painting. Let's turn it over and show you what we find underneath. That ain't so pretty. There we go, inside the frame. The engine compartment's pretty good. Did come up pretty good. And then underneath, inside that little chamber there, obviously that's where you can get all the shit off the road, and the salt and everything's going to be trapped inside there. Some heavy rust here, but it's pretty stable. So once that's converted, that shouldn't go anymore. But this area here, I've got a little bit of a hole there, and this is lifted here on these spot welds. I'm going to put you in the tripod, so now I'm going to deal with that. Yes, the welding machine is out. This little hole's blown here, and it's lifted here. Got this strengthening bar underneath, and obviously stuff's got in between the two panels where these spot welds are. It's corroded, it's bubbled and lifted. I've done enough MOT welding on cars to know that it's always worse than it first looks. So what I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to come here and sneak at the side of that spot weld and come down something like this. Come across here, I've got that bubble there that's broken through, so that's going to have to come out. Sneak along the side of that spot weld, perhaps something like that to start with, and cut that out. I think an angle grinder is going to be too aggressive and too big, and it's a bit intricate as well, so I'm going to go with the cutting discs on the Dremel. Once that chamber is open, I can rustrate all of the inside of it, get cardboard template, and then I'm going to have to weld a new piece in here, replicate these spot welds along here. It's not going to be pretty, so it's just a case of a couple of tacks here, a couple of tacks here, a couple of tacks here, and just spread the heat so we're not blowing holes. Here it is, we've got that cut out, and I'm quite surprised actually. It's remarkably good inside there. All of this panel is solid. I always thought it was going to be worse than it was, but it really isn't. A couple of little tiny holes just on that transition where it bends upwards, but I can fill them with the torch as we're going past. And we get this chamber filled while we've got it open with as much aqua steel, the rust cure, while we've got it open. And then I can get the whole of the inside of the frame painted in the aqua steel. That's it. Was due a flyover today. That was the Spitfire. Unmistakable noise of the Merlin.
I guess I saw it, did you? Yes, I did. Bob!
That's all the dogs in the street talking about it.
That's what I said. I saw it, did you? Yeah, I saw it. Bloody noisy thing.
All working. Lovely. Same as before, I've got the other bead on and then squash this tyre down with a ratchet strap that flattens the tyre and makes this bead pop towards the bead seat, squashes it against it so you can kind of get a seal. Bob calls out, lots of soapy water, get a shot there. Nearly there, I'm just going to slacken off the. There we go. Magic. I'll put the off core in this. Put some pretty on this. And the wheel can go in the right hand box, which is all the completed stuff. The left hand box I'm going to try and smash through and get that done. Right, just need a little bit of adhesive tape, which is not the end of that. It's the best I can do. I could not find the name of that connector. Couldn't even find a picture of one. But fortunately, on the CDI unit, the colours of the wires is printed on there. So you can get them connected on the right one. But that is much better. As I'm sure you'll agree, but that is the wiring loom done. No doubt we're going to get a rainy day, so yeah, I'm going to save those two pieces for a rainy day. That needs a good clean with some vinyl restorer and the aluminium knuckle. I'm going to give that a polish with some Autosol and some little polishing pads in the Dremel. So this is, I'm not happy with this. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you probably can see it. This is the trim off the rear light. I'm gonna have to see if I can find one of them. That is compared to some of the other chrome stuff, which polished up really lovely. This is gonna let the side down, so I'm gonna see if I can find one of those. That's S50. That costs about 15 quid. One of them does. Yeah, I'd like a folding chrome rack, just somewhere to put my helmet. I'm not decided yet, but if I don't get one, then I've got to get one of these, a Vespa S, and it covers up those two holes there. And just that little plastic emblem there is 45 quid. 45 quid for that. That has been stone chipped protected. That's what caused all that pitting and rust anyway, all the stones flicking up and hitting it, chipping the paint, and then the salt, the rainwater get in and start corroding it. So that's been done. That's bubble wrapped just for protection. That's going to be painted over. The Vactan's worked. What Vactan, Aqua Steel, whatever, same stuff. But yeah, that is stabilised all the rust now. Can prime and paint straight over all of this. And then I've got to start working on my dents. I found another one yesterday. Where is it? Yeah, this bit of filler here. Quite a large dent here. It's just been filled in. Well, that metal's gone somewhere. It shrank from here somewhere. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull all that dent, all that filler out, and start tapping about here. I've got a little crease here. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit of straightening up to straighten all these panels, and we're going to have to get the plastics out. We've not been seeing the plastics, well I have, but you haven't. There's a few little repairs on the plastics to do, an awful lot of rubbing down, some filling. So we started on the wiring loom and we finished on the wiring loom. Everything is fully restored now. It is just the frame and the plastic. So next time we're going to crack on with that, and we're going to talk about paint as well. I'll see you then.